Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Ditch Pig Experience. I'm your host Rick. Today we're gonna do some of the most exciting stuff we've ever done here before. Not really. Today I'm gonna tear this apart and change the caliper. It's a little bit below freezing right now, so it's probably going to be as good as it gets for doing this. I haven't driven the truck in about a week. The caliper being seized up, obviously I couldn't drive it. It's seized bad. As you saw by my other videos, the weather was kind of inclement for doing any work outside on this thing, so I've left it. And then directly after the deep freeze, I came down with the flu, which pretty much put me bedridden for a day, and then after that I was pretty useless for a couple days. So I'm about 3/4 way back to normal, so only about a quarter useless, which is pretty much normal for me. And so I'm gonna get at this today. I did go pick the caliper up, as I said in one of the other videos. I'll just give you an example here of how bad this caliper has locked the brakes on. As you can see, that's super hard to move. Yeah, you can see here's the other side, how it's spinning. I'm about 90% sure I'm gonna have to buy pads for it too. The driver's side, you can see where it's not making full contact with the rotor, so obviously there's something messed up there. And the passenger side, where it's been gripping so hard, like the last time I drove it, it was just whining the whole time, and like I said, you couldn't even touch the caliper. It was so hot you couldn't even touch it. So she's barbecued. So I'll probably slide in a Napa today and grab a set of pads. Chris at Napa told me when I was there, yeah, you should probably grab a set of pads. I was like, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, no, I should have grabbed a set of pads. So I did blow some paint on the caliper. I didn't do anything what you would call a great job. As you can see, I washed off with some brake cleaner and sprayed the orange to it. And it's contaminated, so all of the paint has like spots in it where it was like spreading out because of the contamination. I don't care, I just wanted it orange. For some reason I got this thing about having orange calipers. I want them orange, so it's orange. Plus it was also minus whatever. It was below zero, below freezing, so the paint was just running off of it. Oh, what else have I done in the last couple days? Not much. Like I say, I was pretty weak. I did tear apart the cardan for the dry shaft. Oh yeah, I got the dry shaft back. Got this like last week sometime. It's good to go. Just got to put it back together. The only thing left to do before I can put it back together is it did break off that tab on this side, so I've got to do something with that. Or I can use this one. This was the original one that came when we got that dry shaft last February. So obviously it's got both tabs, but this ball was a little messed up. There's a dust collar that goes over the top of that, which for both of these pieces is messed up. There's also a dust collar that goes over yoke on the other end. That got messed up on this one. I think I'm gonna still run that, because it doesn't make any contact. I put this piece on and it doesn't make any contact, so I'll just run that. But this one I think I'll omit. I won't bother running that. That just sits in here and doesn't really do a whole lot. So either way, one of these is going in the good shaft and one of these will be going in the other shaft, which I did get this piece obviously out. I'll take that into Heritage Machining and they'll retube the other dry shaft and weld that into it. So looking forward to getting that done so that I have a spare shaft, so when something does break, we'll be good to go. I don't know what the deal is with driveline in this thing lately. It's just, I've never had this much problem. Like 10 years out of the shaft went, and then now I can't seem to keep it together. So hopefully this is the end of that, and we don't have anything else to worry about for a while. Because I would like to get out wheeling again soon. Potentially, you know, there's still a little bit of winter left. Hopefully we get a winter storm and I can get out and, you know, run this thing through a foot or two of powder would be nice. Something else I got accomplished, I did get that mirror changed. I blew some paint on that too. Nothing fancy, just some flat or satin, black satin. Other than that, like I said, the truck's been sitting for a week. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super itchy to get back in this thing and go cruising down the road. I don't do well if I don't drive this thing for very long. This is like my stress relief. It's my enjoyment. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, my life revolves around this. Other than family, this is it for me. I just love this thing. When I don't have access to it, I'm not a happy boy. Okay, another thing I'll mention. When I did this brake swap, the rear disc swap to the back here, remove the drums and all that good stuff, I put the calipers on and they're mounted upside down. And you know me, I always put stuff off. All this time they've been upside down. Yes, I have serviced the brakes since then, but I just left them bolted on that way. The only real inconvenience with this was when I had to bleed the brakes, I had to put a block of wood in the caliper. So obviously the caliper was off. I put a block of wood in it, pump the brakes up, get them bled that way with the bleeder facing up. The way they're sitting on the truck right now, the bleeder faces down. Yes, they can go the other way, but when I put them on, for some reason, I thought that they couldn't. So that's the way they ended up going on. Today, I am gonna pull both wheels. I'm gonna pull both calipers off, and I'm gonna put the new caliper here and this other caliper over there. Hopefully, my flex lines reach no problem with them switched around like that. So that's the plan of attack. First step I gotta do is get these wheels off and go from there. That's gonna take a hammer. And that's what it took to get the caliper off. Wow. So do they still have life left in them? Yeah, a little. Am I gonna use them again? No. I'm gonna put new pads on it. They were gripped really good. You look at the friggin' marks in the pads, like to get them off, like they were gripped. Yeah, they're barbecued. So anyway, off to Napa. All right, so I went and got pads, and I got the driver's side mounted. New caliper, new pads. I actually bought 2 sets of pads because they had some leftover stock, so I got them for cheap. Everything's all mounted. It just needs to be bled. The only thing I did forget was brake lubricant, synthetic brake lubricant. The brake grease, I ran out of the last time I did brakes on the girlfriend's car. I didn't put any on, so I promise I won't neglect it. I'll buy brake grease, I'll tear it apart again and lube them up. I did never seize. Put some never seize on the threads. So this side here I haven't done. I'm gonna do it right now. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of how-to for those of you who don't know how to do this, or haven't done it, or who are interested in seeing it being done. It's nothing fancy, it's nothing exciting. Keep in mind, disclaimer, I am not a mechanic. I've never claimed to be. I just impersonate one on YouTube. So take it with a grain of salt what I say. It's how I do it. It might not be exactly how you're supposed to do it. But anyway, irregardless, it's not that complicated. These pads also came with a sticker piece that goes on the back. Well, since these just all fell out, I'll show you. just like this black sticker thing. Some of them have it already hooked to the back, riveted to the back. This one had an adhesive. You peel the backing off and stick it to it. Just makes it not rust the pad to whatever. Brakes seem to rust really bad. I don't know what the deal is, but I guess just down low, they get in there and all the salt and whatnot just corrodes the hell out of them. Yeah, this is a pain in the ass without that clip. The bushings in this thing are, yeah. There we go. Okay. Well, like I said, I wish I wouldn't have lost that, but I did somewhere. So I'm gonna have to finagle her in there. It's gotta come down a little bit. There's one bolt. Where's this one at? Boom. Now I'll take this, shove her up into place. I'll put the bolts in, and the bolts will hold the pad. Just like so. Just draw these in. Normally you would put some brake grease on those bushings or sliders or whatever you call them that those bolts go in, but like I said, I don't have any, so we'll just do it like this for now. The insides of them still have grease in them, but the outside of them is a little rusty. That sits in the caliper. Not a big deal. Simple as that. That's all that holds them in there. Just these two bolts. Now the new brake pads will hopefully clean those rotors up a bit. As you can see, the flex lines did work out. Not sure how I'm gonna route them to keep them out of the way so they don't catch on something, but yeah, on to bleeding. Okay, the brakes are all bled. Sprayed everything down with brake cleaner so there's no fluid or residual stuff on the rotors. Not like my rotors are in immaculate shape, but these pads will clean them up a bit. The inside of that other one started to get pretty chewed from that piston being stuck. Yeah, got good pedal. The only thing I haven't done is, like I say, figured out exactly what I'm going to do with these. But for right now, it'll be fine. I'm just going to get the tires back on and take it for a test drive. So this is how you mount 170 pounds of tire and rim when you weigh about that. Actually, since I had the flu on the weekend, I weigh about 160. No, I didn't make the hub. There, I got the hub on. Yep, I'm on the nuts. So you just give her another bump. And then spin it to line up your lugs. Boom! Just like that. I'm gonna put the nuts to her, and then I'm gonna take her for a test rip, just because I haven't driven it in a long time. A week. That's a long time. Alright, we got a cold start here because this has been running since when I started it on Friday. So Damn! It's got brakes anyways, because otherwise it'd be down over the side of the bank by now. Tires definitely got some wobble to them. Like I said, it's been sitting for a week in the cold. Opportunity to get fuel. See that guy swerve over? Oh my God, he's gonna run over me. No, please. Ah, I missed that sound. Alright everyone, we're going to label that as a success. The pig has brakes now. Now when I let the gas off, it doesn't decel super fast because it's dragging one of the hind wheels. It was that bad. Not sure what the next video is going to be about. Whatever breaks next, I guess. Hopefully we can get out wheeling again, like very shortly. I haven't been out in a long time. I want to get back in the woods, flog on this thing a little. Obviously the next thing I got to do, whether I video it or not, is put that drive shaft back together and put it back in the truck. Yeah, after that, it'll probably be heading to the woods to get some footage out there. Hopefully with some snow, that'd be great. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off here. Thanks for watching, you guys. Hit that like button, help push this video out so that everybody sees it. And we'll see you next time.